Currently, I've been really obsessed with My Hero Academia. So if any of you have actually figured out how to make All Might an actual husbando, I'll take it. I know, I'm so obsessed. I'm super curious to know, if you guys actually do watch My Hero Academia, who is your favorite character and why? Let me know in the comment section below. And for those of you who haven't watched it yet, trust me, it's one of the best anime I've watched in a long time. Definitely not sponsored, but hey, if they want to hit me up, I'm open to that. What's up guys? This is Jackie, your Nerdecrafter, and for this week's tutorial, I want to show you how to make your very own shaker charms. These charms are really fun to make because they use resin and the inside is hollow, so you can put anything that you want in that charm. Naturally, I gravitate towards glitter and cute little cabochons, so you can make it as cute as you want. Which one is your favorite shaker charm of the ones that you see? Let me know in the comment section below. What's all this cuteness you say? Let's put that aside. And let's admire my shaker charm with All Might inside. The picture of All Might inside is one that I drew. So wait until the end of the video to see the process on how I drew it. So before we begin, I want to tell you guys about the tablet that I used to make the drawing. So it's a Coast 13 by Parblo. And this is not a sponsored video. You're going to get my full review and honest review on the pros and cons of having a digital tablet like this one. So I'm really happy to say that I actually drew this picture. Since I'm a beginner artist, I have to let you guys know that I use a lot of references, because without references I can probably draw a donut. Maybe not even. Probably a grape. So if you guys are interested in a Parblo monitor, I'll leave a link for that in the description box below for the US and Canadian Amazon where you can get it from. For those of you new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. There are plenty of tutorials to keep you entertained, and I publish every week. The full list of everything is going to be in the description box below. The shaker mold I'm using is from Sophie and Toffee, and it comes in 2 parts, so I'll show you how to use it. I'm going to be using epoxy resin and UV resin, also from Sophie and Toffee. And for this project, I found that the chunkier your glitter, the better. The first thing we're going to do is mix our resin according to package instructions.
And yeah, let's watch that resin fold on itself. Look at that swirly goodness.
Mix your resin until there's no more swirls so that it's nice and clear. To protect my desk, I put a plastic paper and then the molds right on top because they will most likely overflow. We want to fill it up until the first part of this mold. What's that in the back there? All right, you get out of here. So you want to fill it just to that point, just to the first line. And for the star, you're going to fill it just a little under that first line as well. Now you're going to let the resin sit for about 10 minutes to let the little bubbles come to the top, so that we have little bubbles kind of sitting like that. Now take a lighter and gently pop those bubbles on the surface. Now take the top part and place it right on the top middle and let the resin overflow to the outer edges. And just to make sure that the resin doesn't push the top off, let's put a couple of rocks to secure our spot. For the star, make sure that you do put the whole kind of tunnel aligned with the one inside the mold. Now you're going to let it harden overnight to make sure that you can unmold it properly. Now I have to say that mine had bubbles, and it's no fault of the resin. My room was 18 degrees overnight, and I'll put that for you Fahrenheit people on the screen. So yeah, I had bubbles because my room was really cold for the resin. For the star, you're going to see that we have excess, so you're just going to remove it from the excess part, and you're just going to get a plain star. There will be no borders like the heart because the border is actually really slim and it comes off, so it kind of looks like that. Now for each shaker charm, for each shaker charm, you're going to be making 2 of each of those pieces. Now for the fun part, you can add cabochons, glitter, cane slices, anything that you want. I find that the more you fill it, the more fun it is. I may or may not have a glitter problem, but nobody needs to know about that. Now add UV resin to the contour of the piece, place the two pieces together, and harden it with your UV light or leave it outside in sunlight for about 30 minutes. At all times, make sure that you never block that little tunnel that we have so that we can put the water in later on. If you want to make a border, there's two ways to do it. The first one is you can take some of that opaque UV resin, so that beautiful pink color, place it around the outer second edge, spread it, harden it, and then you're going to place more UV resin on the outer side, put your border, and then harden it again. For the inside, you can definitely use baby oil, but I'm going to be doing another method while using clear glue and water. That's going to make the inside a little heavy and the things not move as quickly as just with water. So mix your clear glue until there's no more of that sticky thing coming out. So it's absolutely clear and pretty well blended. Now take a syringe, pop that stuff in there, and fill it up as much as you can. The best thing is to try and avoid having bubbles in there, but I didn't actually avoid it completely. Close that little hole, and then you're going to harden it for as long as you can. I did it for about 5 minutes just to be extra safe. Now go ahead and experiment and make as many as you'd like. The reason this heart is yellow is because I used UV resin instead of epoxy resin. So if you do use UV resin, it will turn yellow like this one. The second way to make a border is to simply put the opaque UV resin all the way on the contour itself, spread it, and harden it. The first one I had done with All Might, I loved the colors so much, but I had one frustration. But before we get onto the frustration, let's take a good look at All Might. I sealed it. So if you want to know how to seal it, check my resin crafting tips video that I'll leave a link in the description box below. So I was really happy with the colors for this one, but it turned out that it was empty. So all the glitter was just kind of going in front of All Might's face and it was getting covered and I was getting a little frustrated. So I decided to make another one later on. But the whole point is have fun and fill up the star more than you think because there's actually a lot of space. And of course, if you have plastic stickers, go ahead and put them. And here you have it, your very own Shaker charms. I have to say that I might be just a little biased when it comes to All Might because, yeah, I'm obsessed. I have a Coast 13 graphics monitor tablet for digital art. I am super excited to give this a try. I just can't stop having this stupid smile on my face because I've been wanting to try one of these babies for a long time, and this was generously sent to me by Parblo, so this is absolutely complete disclosure. I was not paid, so you will get my full opinion, my full review, and of course, a drawing. So the inside of the box has a foam that is stuck right here, which is always good. You need extra protection. Oh my goodness. Here it is. Oh, what? Oh my goodness, it's nice and heavy, and it doesn't feel like cheap plastic, so that's always a good thing. And the screen, very, very slippery, which is a good thing. And they go in beautifully. It really doesn't feel cheap. So even though it does say made in China, it is pretty sturdy, and it does feel like a good quality one. So I have a, ooh, I don't know what this is for, but I guess I'll find out soon enough when I give it a try. So here's the pen, and you don't have to charge it, you don't have to do any kind of wire to it, and from what I know is that this, the top part, is actually an eraser. So it's really cool that you have an eraser, digital eraser on there, and you do have one, okay, so not two, you have one programmable button. And we have the nib remover, and we have nib replacements that come here. I'm guessing it's the CDN cables. Okay, so here we have the instruction manual for the tablet, which I'm gonna do some light reading. We have the installation CD, and we have the cables, which are long enough, about, I would say 4, maybe 5 feet tall. So it turns out that the swirly buttons actually zoom in and out of the canvas and can also make your brush bigger and smaller. So that was pretty useful for me, and I didn't expect that I would use it a lot, but I actually really did. Now, regarding the pen pressure, I really didn't think I would say this, but I didn't feel like 2048 points of pressure was enough. So I would definitely probably feel more comfortable with more points of pressure. I did, however, really enjoy the feeling of the pen and the added eraser feature on top. Oh my god, I loved it. Also, a reminder, this tablet is actually a mirror for your computer screen. It's not its own computer, so make sure you don't mix that up. Alright, so now I'm going to list the pros of this device, and then the parts that I think could make this an even greater device. Alright, so for the pros, the pen is wonderful. Also, the response time is pretty quick. Another thing is that there are a lot of shortcut buttons, so that was really useful. The 13-inch was just a perfect size, so I probably wouldn't go smaller than that. And surprisingly, this is a good quality, even though it's made in China. It was actually pretty sturdy, so I'm really happy with that. I also loved having a screen, which is, of course, a bonus. And I know it sounds odd, but for the price tag, it's actually not that expensive. I looked at a Wacom 13 with the same amount of pen pressure, and it was actually double the price. So when you think about it, even in terms of traditional media, if you buy 60 Copic markers, it's about the same price as this tablet. Alright, now the cons. For some reason, the driver installation was really hard. I don't know why, but I had to reinstall it about 4 times because for some reason it just wasn't detecting the tablet, and then sometimes it was detecting it and then the screen wasn't showing. So I had to go in and out of installation and restart and all that stuff. So it took me quite some time to get the installation going. Another thing is that there's no stand, so it does lay flat on your desk. It could definitely be remedied by putting a book or something slimmer underneath one of the parts to make it stand up. Another con is that it does have a lot of shortcut buttons, which is good, but these shortcut buttons are limited on what you can program it to. And I mentioned this one before, the con, I would have preferred more pen pressure. And the last one for me is that the brightness on the screen is not as bright as I could get it to want it to be. I know that sounds like a weird sentence, but I love really bright screens. And this one was just bright enough so that it doesn't blind you, but I seem to like blinding brightnesses. So if you guys want more information on the Parblo Coast 13, I'll leave it in the description box below. Thank you so much to the people of Parblo for sending this to me. All done! Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until then, I will see you in the next video.